Santorini, the picturesque Greek island renowned for its stunning sunsets and iconic whitewashed houses, is facing a crisis. A relentless series of earthquakes has gripped the island, spreading fear and uncertainty among its residents. The idyllic image of Santorini, often dubbed Instagram Island, is now overshadowed by the very real threat of a natural disaster. The tremors, a constant reminder of the powerful forces beneath the Aegean Sea, have driven thousands to flee their homes. The seismic activity began several weeks ago, gradually escalating in intensity. Initially, the tremors were so faint that many residents dismissed them as minor disturbances. However, as days turned into weeks, the frequency and strength of these quakes increased, causing growing concern among the island's inhabitants. Hundreds of earthquakes have rattled the island, some barely perceptible, others strong enough to shake buildings and send cracks snaking across walls. The damage to infrastructure has been significant, with many buildings showing visible signs of stress. Residents have been forced to evacuate their homes, seeking safety in open areas away from the threat of collapsing structures. The United States Geological Survey has recorded over 550 tremors with magnitudes of 3.0 or higher in the region surrounding Santorini. This data has been crucial in understanding the seismic activity and predicting potential future quakes. Scientists are closely monitoring the situation using advanced technology to track the movements of the Earth's crust. The strongest earthquake, registering a magnitude of 5.2, struck just last week, jolting residents awake and sending a stark reminder of nature's raw power. The quake caused widespread panic, with people rushing out of their homes in the middle of the night. Emergency services were quickly mobilized to assess the damage and provide assistance to those affected. The island remains on high alert as experts warn that more significant tremors could follow. The relentless seismic activity has stirred anxieties far beyond the immediate impact of the earthquakes themselves. Scientists are closely monitoring the situation, particularly the potential for a volcanic eruption. Their attention is focused on Colombo, a submarine volcano located just a few miles northeast of Santorini. Colombo has been dormant for centuries, but its history is a violent one. A large eruption in 1650 triggered a devastating tsunami that impacted much of the Aegean. The Greek government, recognizing the gravity of the situation, has taken swift action. Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis declared a state of emergency for Santorini, mobilizing resources and coordinating relief efforts. Evacuation orders were issued for the most vulnerable areas, and thousands of residents have been ferried to safer ground on neighboring islands. Schools have been temporarily closed, and emergency shelters have been set up to provide refuge and support. Section 5. Voices from the ground residents share their stories. In this section, we delve into the personal accounts of those who have been directly affected by the recent earthquakes in Santorini. The impact of the earthquakes on Santorini's residents is profound. Buildings that once stood tall and proud are now reduced to rubble, and the streets are filled with debris. Many have left their homes and businesses behind, uncertain of when or if they will be able to return. The sense of loss is palpable as entire neighborhoods now stand abandoned. It's like a ghost town here, says Julian Sinanaj, a 35-year-old shopkeeper. His shop, once bustling with tourists, now stands empty and silent. The streets are empty, the shops are closed. It's heartbreaking. The vibrant life that once characterized Santorini has vanished, replaced by an eerie silence. Dory, an 18-year-old student, shares her experience. She recalls the moment the earthquake struck, the fear that gripped her heart, and the uncertainty that followed. I've never felt so scared in my life. The tremors seemed endless, and the ground beneath me felt like it was alive. The ground just wouldn't stop shaking. It felt like the entire island was being torn apart. We left everything behind and ran. The fear of another quake drove us to seek safety, leaving our homes and possessions behind. Section 6, A History of Upheaval, Santorini's turbulent geology. Santorini's vulnerability to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions is deeply intertwined with its geological history. The island sits precariously perched on the boundary of two massive tectonic plates, the African and the Eurasian. These plates are in constant motion, grinding against each other and generating tremendous pressure. The release of this pressure is what causes earthquakes. Adding to the geological complexity, Santorini is part of the Hellenic volcanic arc, a zone of intense volcanic activity. Section 7, Expert Assessments, Predicting the Unpredictable. Scientists and geologists are working tirelessly to monitor the situation and assess the risks. They use advanced technology and methodologies to gather data, which helps them understand the underlying processes. This data is crucial for making informed decisions and providing timely warnings to the public. They emphasize that predicting earthquakes and volcanic eruptions with absolute certainty remains an elusive goal. Despite significant advancements in the field, the complex nature of geological activities makes it challenging to forecast these events accurately. Continuous research and development are essential to improve prediction models. The current activity is primarily occurring on faults between Santorini and the nearby island of Amorgos, explains Michelle Pallado, an advanced research fellow in volcano geophysics. These faults are known to be seismically active, and monitoring them is crucial for understanding potential risks. While we haven't observed any direct indicators of an imminent eruption, the possibility of larger earthquakes, potentially reaching magnitudes of 6.0 or higher, remains a serious concern. The impact of such earthquakes could be devastating, causing significant damage to infrastructure and posing a threat to human lives. Therefore, continuous vigilance and preparedness are essential to mitigate the risks associated with these natural phenomena. Section 8, Tourism in Turmoil, the Economic Aftershocks. The earthquake crisis has dealt a significant blow to Santorini's tourism industry, a vital pillar of the island's economy. Santorini typically welcomes millions of visitors each year, drawn to its breathtaking beauty and rich history. However, with the ongoing seismic activity and the looming threat of a volcanic eruption, tourism has come to a standstill. Hotels stand empty, restaurants are deserted, and the once thriving streets are eerily quiet. Section 9, An Uncertain Future. Vigilance remains paramount. As Santorini grapples with the ongoing earthquake crisis, the future remains uncertain. The tremors continue, a constant reminder of the powerful forces at play beneath the surface. Residents, displaced and anxious, face an agonizing wait, hoping for the best but bracing for the worst. The scientific community, armed with data and expertise, continues to monitor the situation, striving to provide timely warnings and guidance. For now, vigilance is paramount.